Hey y'all, how y'all doing today? Welcome back to my channel, living with multiple sclerosis. Um, I wanted to start off where I left off on my last video, meaning as after I found out the news, how I started dealing with it, and to start it off. So when I found out the news about me having multiple sclerosis, um, and like I said before in the last video, this was in 2016. And I was 37, I believe, 37 years old, somewhere in the range. So I was 37 years old, 36 or 37. I don't know. I'm bad when it comes to thinking about the years. And at first, start off, I had to start practicing what I preach, meaning as at first it was getting to the point where like I would tell anybody that having anything or whatever's going on in your life, if you let it start taking over on how you feel every day, I look at it as a mind thing, meaning as it was stuff that I was doing with my kids or stuff that I was doing around the house, and on a normal day to day, you know how you forget something or you just do something and you be like, man, I'm tripping, I'm losing it. And it got to the point where I was like blaming it on multiple sclerosis. I really was. It was getting to the point where I think I was freaking out my own self for whatever reason. And like if my knees buckled, I'm like, oh man, it's happening, you know. It was getting to the point where I was like letting it take over, and then I started kind of like focusing in on what I needed to focus in on life, meaning as I was like, you know what? I'm not for to do this. I'm not for to mind trick myself of thinking that I'm sick or whatever's going on with me right now is because of this, because I heard the news. And that wasn't the case, because it got to the point where like, even because if nobody didn't see the other video, I lost my eyesight. It is completely blind in that one eye. So I'm only working with one eye. That was one of the side effects of me having multiple sclerosis. And it was to the point where like if I reached for something, if it was more than a cup of water or a pencil to write with, and I didn't touch it, if I was off a little bit, it kind of triggered me a little bit. So I'm like, oh man, like this is really happening. And with multiple sclerosis, from what the doctor told me, anything can trigger anything, as in having a flare up, And they was telling me how, don't be out in the sun too long, or don't be in the heat so too long. And the job that I had at the time, it was just dealing with straight heat. So the doctor, was like, you might not need to do that. You might need to kind of set up for disability and go from there. It's not a big payday, but at the same time, you can be at home and you can enjoy your kids and hopefully still pay the bills and everything. So I was going through that, and then, like I said, one day it just clicked in my head, like, you know what? I am not gonna let this right here dictate what I got going on in life. So I literally just start not even thinking about it no more, cause my whole thing is, the longer you think about it, the longer you have it, like mentally. Like if you think you sick, even if it's no more than the flu, of course you're really sick, but the way to get out of things on a mindset is not constantly think about it every day, and because you will make your own self either depressed or, like you say, sick. And my whole thing was, I'm not even gonna think about it no more. Like I'm literally not even gonna think about it no more. And only time that it would even come up, if it just literally comes up in the conversation some kind of way, as in how my life is going. But I honestly don't even think about, I know it's still there, and I know by the disease, I guess you could call it that, or sickness, whatever terms you want to use, by using it, like I know it's there. I'm not just in denial or anything like that. It's just more of, I'm just not for to let it dictate my life. And when I got home from the hospital, and I know after the news and everything, and after I kind of like just shook it off, like, you know what, we finna just keep on striving and keep on going. I literally started in my mind, living life more. Um, I was able to go to all my kids' games and practices. If they needed me at school, I was able to do that. Um, I was able to start exercising more and start like just enjoying life more to the point where it wasn't on my mind. Like, it was literally in the back of my head, and I honestly didn't even want to think about it. Not as in it doesn't exist, just as in I'm not going to put it in the front of my list. You somewhere in the back of my list. Let's just worry about life. At this time, I look at it like whenever it so called happens, as in my body changes, then it happens. But until then, I'm not going to look at it like it's a ticking time bomb. Like, oh, any day now something go happen to me, or I'm gonna have a flare up, or my legs go out, or anything like that. No, I'm just not fit to do that, and I don't feel like anybody should do that, because I just feel like you waiting on the day for something bad to happen to you, and I don't think anybody should like live like that, because first of all, who wants to live like that? Who wants to wait till, the final destination of whatever could happen to you at that time? And me personally, health wise, like, I have high blood pressure, I have diabetes, I have multiple sclerosis, and I also have like the most goofiest personality there is. And for some reason, that goofy personality outweighs everything else that I have going on. And I just refuse to look at life as a downward spiral that I just feel like everything is just for I'm just lucked out of everything. I'm just not for to look at it like that. But so far, I do treatments once every 6 months. At first, they had me on some pills, and I guess the pills wasn't strong enough, because what happened was I had lesions. Well, I'm sorry, not had. I have lesions in my brain and lesions on my spinal cord, and I don't know the exact doctor terms of what exactly they do. That do they have told me. It's just the fact that they were speaking words over my head, so I was just like, okay, I'm gonna have to look that up later on. So when I do, I will come back to y'all and kind of let y'all give y'all the rundown if y'all don't already know about it. But they were doing the pills and everything, and the pills, I guess, wasn't doing the trick or whatever. So that's why they end up moving to the infusions that I have once every 6 months. And so far, the way the doctors say, it's doing a lot better. And one other thing that he said, the medicine that they used to have, 10 to 20 years ago, is not as effective as the medicine they have now. Of course, in the medical field, they're working every day and trying to improve medicines more and more and more and more. So that's one thing that kind of keeps my spirits uplifted, because who's to say in another 10 to 20 years, you might have another good medicine, or even 5 years. Who knows? Nowadays with technology and stuff, who's to say that they can't make anything better than what it is now? So me personally, I don't even look at this sickness as a failure or any type. I don't even look at it as a sickness, because me personally, I literally do anything that my body is capable of doing right now. Like, I look at it like I'm just gonna enjoy life, and that's pretty much it. I just refuse to let it go down, because I feel like that's not gonna help you out at all. Just sitting around the house, moping around. Don't get me wrong, I am a homebody, but just doing it as a moping or I'm feeling down like type thing, like, I don't think that's healthy for anybody. So my whole thing is, let's move around. Let's do this. Let's do whatever you want to do if you're able to do it, and go from there. And I know that multiple sclerosis, when you first get it or when you had it for a while, different people have different flare ups. So it might be some people out there that looks way worse off than me. Might be some people out there that look way better than me. But with that being said, life is still not over. So you keep on going until your clock run out. And right now, that's the message that I want to give to people, that never stop. Keep on living life. You know, and until you're not able to open your eyes anymore, you go from there. You go from there, man. You keep on striving. So for right now, that's it for this video, and I will come with another one. And if y'all like the channel, please like and subscribe and share. And I will be back for another one. For right now, I'm signing out, and I'll talk to y'all next time.